On this episode, we talk about non-sexy business models, people asking for your stuff for free, and influencer marketing. Hey everybody, welcome to episode number 14 of the AskEngine show. We're super excited to be back on this Monday. John's back. Welcome back from New York. How's the trip?
Thanks. It was wonderful.
Very
it was
good.
really
Very
good. Yeah.
We're excited to give you some insights there once we kind of dig through and talk about, the things that we can and can't share, things like that. But very excited to go into there. We've got 3 questions today, so we're going to go ahead and jump in and get those answered.
Yeah, our first question comes from r/entrepreneur, and this user asks, what's a good example of a non-sexy but surprisingly profitable business venture?
Well, Twilio. Twilio is probably the unsexiest business in publicly traded billion plus dollar valuation. So for those of you who don't know Twilio, it's just basically an API service for developers that build SMS messages. Mm-hmm. I mean, how boring is that, But one of the best software as a services businesses built in a long time. What else?
Look at like SendGrid.
Yeah,
companies
SendGrid.
like SendGrid or Postmark that are mail services that developers tie into that are insanely profitable and growing hugely, but they're not really you're not going to go read up on Postmark or SendGrid or that sort of thing.
Yeah, neither of those are very sexy. And you can take that to e-commerce businesses as well. If you find, hey, I want to go sell athletic shoes online, well, good luck. That's pretty sexy, but you're competing against Nike and Zappos and 100 others. I mean, find something in the e-commerce space that is overlooked and not sexy. A couple people that we've talked to, 2 good examples. People I know in this e-commerce forum I was at in both New York and in San Francisco. I mean, you look at Care Of. Craig used to be with Bonobos, and now he does these vitamin packs. That's not really super sexy, but doing extremely well. They've raised a lot of venture capital and having good success. And then PillPack, even at a larger scale. I mean, how boring is that? You take a bunch of seniors who take a bunch of medicines and you give them daily packs of pills. Again, not sexy, but highly profitable, fast-growing businesses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I think that to cap the answer off, I mean, the majority, especially since the internet, a lot of people view entrepreneurs, especially tech entrepreneurs, as some sort of rock stars. You look at Elon Musk, you look at Snapchat founder Mark Zuckerberg, Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg, but you look at all these founders and they're billionaires, but the majority of wealthy people have created things, then you will never know who they are. You'll never know what they did. They've created a solution and they've found a need that has been underserviced and gone after that. And if you're looking for a need, look in old stale industries that are ripe for innovation. And you're going to find much larger ideas with a lot less competition.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Yeah. Our second question is about people asking for free stuff on social media. So asking from an e-commerce company, asking for, hey, can you give me a free t-shirt? Can you give me a free whatever you're selling? And this person is running a women's clothing website. And they're saying, these people have 900 to 1,000 followers. Why or should I even be giving away free stuff?
Gosh, yes.
Yeah,
right?
So I think that, ultimately you've got to look at your business and not be romantic about the business itself. When you're thinking about customer acquisition, when you can associate a cost to acquire a new customer, as long as you've got things on the back end to upsell, increase the lifetime value, increase lifetime purchases, things of that nature, if you've got a $5 shirt that someone is asking for free, they're going to become a customer, and 3 of their friends might become a customer. That $5 acquisition looks a heck of a lot better than spending $20 on Facebook for a single acquisition. So when these people are reaching out to you, you've got to realize that, number one, you can leverage their connections. Be smart about it. Don't just give away the farm, and control the engagement. But those people reaching out to you, if their followers are in your demographic, they appeal well to your audience, and you're small, it's much easier to give away something for free than it is to pay the acquisition cost when you're competing for an AdWord that's $14 a click, $5 a click, $10 a click. And you, number one, you get lifestyle images from the influencer. If they're a large enough influencer, then you get brand recognition with them wearing or sporting your product. I think that when you level this conversation up, it's a much lower acquisition cost starting out than going out and branding and spending all this money to acquire customers via paid media.
Well, it's a math equation. If you give off 100 shirts, right, and they're $5 each, that's $500. Well, that's a media spend of $500. Does it generate more than $500 of contribution margin? If it does, then you're good to go. And I define contribution margin as your average order value minus your cost of goods minus your fulfillment cost. And fulfillment cost includes shipping in the box and all your overhead of customer service and all that, the variable costs that go into that. So, yeah, if you're making more than $500 of contribution margin, not revenue, but contribution margin off those sales, then go give $500 worth of shirts away. And if you don't know whether you do or not, track it. Give $500 shirts away and use unique tracking codes. Figure out how to track each sale. And if you generate whatever the number is of revenue, you need to generate $500 of contribution margin, and you do more than that, well, now go figure out how to give away 1,000 shirts.
And mobilize those people to be ambassadors.
Yeah. It's no different than the freemium model in software as a service. So if you look at a lot of the more successful companies in software, it's because they give away a version of their product for free and then develop fans and love it. If you're trying to make money on that initial transaction, you probably don't have a business anyway. You probably have a product. And if you have a product, and maybe you don't go give it away. But if you're trying to build a real business, which is what we're about on this show, then usually it works.
Sure, and it's really frustrating to me too, because in the top replies on this question are, well, tell them you'd be interested after 100,000 followers, and then offer them a 20% discount. I think that's the exact wrong way to do it.
They have the leverage.
Yeah, like you're building an influencer here. You're building something that's going to be loyal to your brand. And these people are saying, well, wait until they're actually an influencer and then pay them lots of money to give away a shirt. It's so counterintuitive to building like a true brand around your
Give
store.
before you take,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's the model that we reference a lot on the show, both how to get meetings with people. We'll give them something before you take from them. How do you, that's just the way of doing life. And to me, if you want an influencer to talk about you and you don't give them something, then you're using them. So, don't do that.
Yep.
So. All right, what's next?
Yeah.
One more, right?
This last question is something that I hear a lot and I hear it often, and it's 99% of my sales are coming from Amazon. Do I need to keep my Shopify store? And man, the answer there is yes. You need to own your own store so that you can build your brand around it. You own your customers. You own your channels of communication. Otherwise, you are a blue link underneath a product on Amazon, and that's not a business. That's, like we said again, that's an arbitrage opportunity there.
Well, it's great until Amazon knocks you off or someone else comes in with the same or similar product at 3 cents cheaper or whatever it is. Amazon's a great channel. What I would do is figure out how to get as many people as possible off of that channel. Same with Facebook and Google. I mean, if you're beholden to them, it's really challenging to build something that is under your control. So figure out what it is. If it's branding inside the box, now you have to be careful with that. You can't say, hey, Amazon sucks, buy from me next time.
Yeah.
But you can subtly say that. I mean, maybe your store's URL's on inside the packaging that goes out, and it's like a Trojan horse that you're sending out with everything. But it's important as well because though I transact a lot on Amazon, most of the things I buy are on there. I'm no different than anyone else. I'll try other stores, don't get me wrong, but if I see a brand on there, I'm going off of Amazon, Googling it, and kind of doing my background research. Yeah. So a store or a brand, all things equal. So let's say someone does rip you off and you've got 5 very similar things. Well, I'm not afraid to spend $3 or $4 more on something that has their own presence. I can tell these are real humans, right?
Yeah. And I think that, when you're dealing with Amazon, and it's just like with any other business, and it's something that we talked about with the Facebook algorithm change, you don't want to build your business on a channel that you don't own. I have a friend that got an email, I think either the day before Christmas or 2 days before Christmas, and his Amazon account had been shut down, and he lost out on sales. This guy doing a couple $1 million a year on Amazon. And it's just like with everything else, treat Amazon for what it is. It's a traffic channel. If you're just starting out, there's no better marketplace to be on than Amazon, but figure out how to move the traffic away from it. I mean, Google's largest customer when it was growing its AdWords platform was Amazon. They compete with each other. So use it as a traffic source, get what you need out of it, but own your own egg.
Yeah, I agree. Very good. Is that it today?
That's all the questions we got.
Outstanding.
Awesome, guys. Question of the day for y'all. I want to talk about, and I want to hear what you think is the difference between a product and a company, a product and a brand. Do you think there's a difference between the two? Do you think that you can build a business around a singular product? And if you do, why do you think that? Thank you for watching, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.